Spring is my favorite time of the year. I love the season because there is a lot to be done in the balcony. The temperature is just ideal, not too cold, not too warm, which makes it perfect for working outside. And this time is also perfect for some vegetables that can be grown outside directly in pots. Today I'm going to sow some vegetables that can be grown during springtime. In the last videos, I mentioned that most of the summer vegetables cannot be grown outside right now because the temperature is low and should be pre-cultured indoors. This is mainly applicable to the plants whose fruits are the edible parts like tomatoes and chilies. But there is another category of vegetables whose roots are what we are interested in. And some of such vegetables like to be grown when the temperature outside is not too hot, which makes it perfect for growing it during springtime. If you're not sure when to sow a vegetable seed or a flower seed, then it is a good idea to check the seed packets, because there it will be mentioned what is the time of sowing. This can be different for different variants of the same vegetable, so keep a close attention to the sowing time mentioned on the seed packet, as they are mentioned there for a reason. Today I'm going to sow some spinach, radish, carrot and some garlic. If you notice, all these vegetables are not fruit bearing, but we are only interested in either their leaves or roots. First, let us prepare the soil mixture. This is normal potting soil which I used to grow tomatoes last year, so it should be okay to grow carrots in them as they belong to different families of vegetables. I'm going to mix a little bit of homemade compost into it just to replenish the soil. If you don't have access to compost, then you can fertilize it later while watering with the fertilizer that you are using. I'll use this potting soil for all the vegetables today except radish, because radish doesn't need much nutrients to grow, and so I'll not be adding any compost to it, but just the old potting soil. To grow carrots, make sure there are no lumps in the soil. This is especially important for root vegetables, otherwise they'll grow into interesting shapes. This pot is almost 22 cm deep and 24 cm wide. This can grow a maximum of 4 to 5 carrots. Generally, we should sow carrot seeds leaving some gap between them. The seeds should not be too close to each other, as there will be competition between the seedlings and none of them can grow into full potential. What I'm going to do here is I'll sow seeds more than the pot can grow, and once they sprout, I'll pluck off the weak ones. This process is called thinning. Now cover the seeds with soil and water them. Do not water them from a height or with high pressure. This can cause the seeds to sink deep into the soil and damage the seedlings. This is a point that I missed to mention in my previous videos and is applicable to all the seeds. If you don't have a watering can with such a nozzle, you can use such bottles and make some holes on the cap. This will reduce the force at which the water falls on the seeds or seedlings. Next, I'm going to sow some spinach. This crop can also be grown in cooler temperatures and should be ready to harvest within 40 to 45 days. I've seen people just sprinkle the seeds on top of the soil. I've also done it before, but the problem occurs once the seeds sprout and become seedlings. If the seedlings are too close to one another, then there could be damage while watering. So what I'm going to do here is to make shallow trenches and sow seeds in them, so that there is a gap between the trenches which I can use for watering the plants. Cover the seeds with soil and water them gently. Next on the line is radish. This is one of the easiest vegetable to grow. You could also grow them as microgreens. For radish, I'm using old potting soil without any compost, as I mentioned earlier. This is because they don't need much fertilizer to grow. If there is high amount of fertilizer or nitrogen in the soil, then they'll grow big in foliage. But we are interested in the roots. So I am using just the old potting soil. They will be ready to harvest in 25 to 30 days. And finally, I'm going to sow some garlic bulbs. Separate the garlic cloves from the bulb. Do not remove the outer covering of the individual bulbs. Plant them in such a way that the pointed end is pointing upwards and the other end is where the roots will form. Leave about 4-inch gap between the bulbs as each bulb will spread into a whole garlic. Fall is usually the best time to grow garlic, as garlic bulbs need to go through a period of frost to form that individual bulbs. But we can make use of the cold weather now to grow garlic. It might not grow as big as it will grow in winter, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm using straw mulch on top to maintain the moisture inside. You could also use grass clippings or old dried leaves. Water them thoroughly and it should be ready to harvest in 4 to 5 months. This is the garlic that I planted last November. This has sprouted. Let us see how it will grow. It should be ready to harvest by April or May. All the updates will be on my Instagram page. So I invite you to check out my page. The link will be in the description box below. I'm also interested to know what you have sown till now in your garden. Let me know in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another video. Bye and take care.